Leader election is one of the most critical building blocks in distributed systems. Without leader election, nodes can clash, decisions can conflict, and the whole system can fail. If you do not understand leader election well, you are missing a core piece of real world system design. That's why in this video we will discuss what is leader election and why it matters. We'll also explore how HDFS uses Zookeeper for automatic name node failover. And finally, we'll walk through a Java simulation of the same. Now let's start the video by understanding what leader election is. It is a process where multiple nodes, often similar in functionality, select one node as a leader or coordinator, and this leader is responsible for tasks which require centralized control. For example, in a distributed cluster, a leader might be responsible for assigning work to other nodes, like job scheduling or task distribution, or managing metadata, like which node is storing which piece of data, or controlling access to shared resources, like distributed logs, to prevent conflicts. So, leader election is not just a theoretical concept, it's a practical and critical mechanism that keeps distributed system running smoothly. It can be done manually as well as automatically. Manual leader election relies on manual decision or static configuration, but it is prone to errors and it does not scale well. Automatic leader election, on the other hand, is fast, fault tolerant, and safe, making it the preferred choice for modern day distributed systems. In this video, when we say leader election, we are mostly referring to automatic leader election. Now, when we discuss leader election, we have to understand the key properties that make it reliable and effective. First is uniqueness. This means that at any given time, only one node is considered to be the leader. This prevents conflicting decisions, data corruption, or duplicated work. Without uniqueness, two nodes might think that they are the leader and they might start acting independently, and that can be disastrous. Next is liveness. This ensures that a leader will be eventually elected even in the face of network delays or node failures. So this ensures that the system won't get stuck waiting forever. There's always a progress towards electing a leader. Next is fairness. This means that all eligible nodes have a chance to be elected. The system will not prefer one node over the others. This is especially beneficial in an environment where the leadership shifts or rotates in each election. Finally, fault tolerance. This is very crucial. When the current leader fails, the system should automatically detect the failure and elect the next leader without human intervention. So this ensures availability and this reduces downtime. All these properties together make leader election reliable, safe, and suitable for modern day distributed systems. Apache Zookeeper is one of the software components that is used in distributed systems for leader election and coordination tasks. Now let's discuss about Zookeeper briefly without going into too much detail and see how it helps in leader election. So firstly, what is Zookeeper? Zookeeper is a coordination service for distributed systems. It allows multiple nodes to agree on things like who is the leader or which services are up or how to stay at sync. This allows multiple nodes to agree on shared state and coordination tasks such as service registration, configuration, and most importantly, leader election. Zookeeper uses something called Z-nodes. Z-nodes are created primarily by clients which are getting connected to Zookeeper. You can consider Z-nodes as file or folder in a file system. And it lives in a tree structure like this. So here, each of the entries is Z node and they are storing small piece of data like which one is active or which service is running on which port. Now let us see three features provided by Zookeeper. First is ephemeral Z node. It is a temporary node. It exists as long as the client is connected to Zookeeper. Once the client gets disconnected or it crashes, Zookeeper will automatically delete the ephemeral Z node. So this ephemeral Z node is crucial for tracking which nodes are alive. Next is sequential Z node. It gets created with unique number suffix and this helps in ordering. For example, if there are 3 sequential Z node under the location election, then there will be election / C00001, election / C00002 and election / C00003. And last is watch. Watch is a way for client to inform the Zookeeper that let me know if something happens to this Z node. And the client that sets the watch will get notified by Zookeeper. So for example, if a client has set a watch on a Z node and that Z node gets deleted, then the Zookeeper will send notification to the client. The client does not need to do anything. It can just wait. Don't worry if it feels little confusing right now. Just stick to the video. Everything will make sense once we go through the Java code. Now let's see how HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System, uses Zookeeper to always have one active node and never more than one. If you are new to HDFS, don't worry, here's the basic idea. HDFS is a system used to store and manage huge amounts of data across multiple machines. In HDFS, name node is like the manager. It tracks where your data is stored and it helps clients to read or write data. Here's the problem. Name node is the single point of failure here. If the name node fails, then nobody can access or write data properly. To fix this, HDFS offers something called high availability, or HA in short. In high availability mode, there's two name nodes instead of one name node. One is active and one is standby. The active name node handles all the client requests, while the standby name node waits to take over if anything happens to the active name node. But the critical question is how to understand which one is the active node and how to do the switch if anything happens to the active node. That's where Zookeeper comes in. Both the name nodes run a helper process, ZK failover controller or ZKFC. Now each ZKFC talks to Zookeeper and tries to create an ephemeral Z node in this location. But only one of them can succeed, as Zookeeper allows only one client to create an ephemeral Z node at a particular location. If there is already an existing Z node, then other requests will fail. So the one that succeeds becomes the leader and the other one becomes the standby. And this standby node sets a watch on the Z node. So now when anything happens to the active name node, then Zookeeper deletes the Z node and notifies the standby immediately. Now after getting this notification, standby node tries to be active node. So it tries to create an ephemeral Z node at that particular location. If it succeeds, then it becomes the active name node. So in this way, the system continues to run even in case of the failure of active name node. Now let's look at a simple Java code to see how leader election actually works. So here we have Zookeeper client code. Let's see what it does, then we will see how it does. So we have two instances, server 1 and server 2. Let's first run server 1. So we see server 1 has become active. Now we will run server 2. And we see server 2 is standby, current active is server 1. Now let's say server 1 gets disconnected. Okay. Then what happens? Then server 2 detected failure trying to become active and server 2 has become active. Here we can see when the active node gets disconnected or it crashes, the standby node becomes the active leader without human intervention. It is happening automatically. Now let's see how it is happening automatically. So here we have leader election class, which is implementing the interface watcher. So now it is ready to receive notification from Zookeeper. Now in the constructor we can see that the client is trying to connect to Zookeeper, and here we are passing ZK address, which is the address where Zookeeper is running. If you go to main class, then we will see that our Zookeeper is running on localhost and at 2181 port. Along with the ZK address, we are also passing node name, which is the CLI argument that we are passing. Okay. Now let's see the leader election class. So at this line, the client is getting connected to Zookeeper. Here we are mentioning the ZK address, we are mentioning the session timeout as 3 seconds, and we are setting this as the watcher. Now the real magic happens at this try to become active. Okay. Here we can see that at first we are trying to check if there is a ephemeral Z node exists in the election Z node location. This election Z node location is HDFS HA log, this particular location. So we are checking if there is any ephemeral Z node at this location. If the stat equals to null, this means that there is no ephemeral Z node. So now the client will try to create one ephemeral Z node. Here we can see create mode dot ephemeral. Okay. Now if it gets succeeded, then we will print that this node name has become active and this client has become the active name node. Now if the client fails, for example, if it fails for node exists exception. Node exists exception means that at election Z node location there is already an ephemeral Z node. So this client will become the standby. And here it will try to get the data about the active name node. and here it is also setting a watch on the active name node. Now if anything happens to the active name node, Zookeeper will send event to the standby name node, and the client will process the event inside this method. So here we can see that at first we are checking the type of the event. So if the type of the event is not deleted, that means if the active name node has been deleted, then the standby name node will try to become active. So it will try to create Z node at that particular location. It will try to become active by calling this try to become active method, which we have already discussed. So this is how HDFS is using Zookeeper behind the scenes to always have one active name node. So in this video, we have discussed what is redirection, why it matters, how HDFS is using Zookeeper to always have one active name node. If you have liked this video, then please like and share this video. Please subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. If you have any suggestion, feedback or query, write it into the comment section. Thank you very much for your time.